In the future of work presentation, we'll start by defining the problems that our society is facing looking forward into the future. For example, by the year 2050, the projection is that there'll be 10 billion people living on planet Earth. And all of those people, with all their homes and cars and cell phones and other products, industry is going to be looking at having to create 372,000 new product introductions a year to meet those demands. So we're faced with having to do more with our current resources. But we also have a problem with waste. For an example, 70% of spare parts sit in stock and are never used. Also, manufacturers say that the shortage, or 40% of manufacturers say that the shortage of skilled workers is their greatest challenge looking forward into the future. So we really have an issue of also less being a reality. So the grand scheme of things, we have to do more with less. And the rest of these PowerPoint slides go into defining that problem and looking into what can be done and some challenges that we've faced and also some things that people have done to face those challenges now. After the PowerPoint presentation, we can jump into a demonstration of Fusion 360 and how it can be a great resource to answer some of those challenges. This is where we can maybe target the presentation specifically to your students in terms of workflows that would be most interesting to them. We could do an overview presentation where we do something like this, where we just do 3D CAD, where we start with essentially a 2D sketch of a shape. We revolve it to create that bowl shape at the bottom. We add a lens to it. We also add a lid to the part. We bring in a handle that is already pre-done that was modeled up somewhere else. And then we also connect to McMaster-Carr to bring these screws in. We also have the ability to jump into another workspace, something like the render or the animation workspaces that would allow us to create an animation of this thing being put together or taken apart, or possibly create a photorealistic rendering of this. We could also potentially go into a CAM presentation. This is the default data set for that, where we basically create a very simplistic part here, and we can then create the toolpaths that would be needed to cut this out of a piece of stock. You can see here, I'll speed up the animation, so it's going to do a couple different types of operations there. And then if you do have a machine shop, this would be the type of thing that we could post-process this, and the students would be able to take that code, that G code off of this example, and put it on a machine out in the shop and be able to recreate this component. So there are a couple different variations here of what we can do. We're more than happy to tailor this demo portion of Fusion to something that is more applicable to what your students are looking at or most interesting to them.